If you've been around our channel for a while, you know that we both love media, and I personally love to do a media review of my favorites from the past year. I look at music, TV shows, movies, and books. I would love to hear about any in those categories that you found favorites in this year as well. So to start off, here are my top 6 favorite songs because I can't be bothered to narrow it down to 5. One Day at a Time by ATEEZ is really been a theme song for me this year. There's been a lot of big decisions in my life, and this idea that I just need to take one day at a time has been a very needed reminder for me. So one of my favorite lyrics from it is, "'Cause in life, sometimes we need a helping hand. You'll be alright, just take it slow, one day at a time." Another favorite was Matilda by Harry Styles. Bonnie actually first shared this song with me, and it's a tearjerker. So there are several lines in it that really felt very personal, but one of those was, "Matilda, you talk the pain like it's alright, but I know that you feel like a piece of you's dead inside." And not getting into any details, but I felt that. Yet to Come by BTS. There will probably not be a year without BTS. So this is their new single from the album that they released this year, and I honestly wasn't sure if it was going to be something that would touch my heart, but the first time I listened to it I was in tears, and they just continue to bring so much joy to me and understanding to my life. And again, because I can't be bothered to narrow things down, I have 2 favorite lyrics. So the first one is, "We're gonna touch the sky before the day we die. A moment is yet to come. This is only the beginning. The best is yet to come." And the second one, yeah, the past was honestly the best, but my best is what comes next. And then skipping down a few lines, but heading towards the day more like ourselves, you and I, best moment is yet to come. Another one that was a real big favorite of mine is As It Was, but sorry Harry Styles, not the Harry Styles version, but the Japanese version by Shane O'Rourke. So I found this version via Instagram, and if you can't tell, I love listening to international music, so this cover became more of a favorite than the original. Number 5 is Still Learning by Halsey, and a favorite lyric is, "And I try to remember sometimes. If I breathe, it's alright, but some things don't change. I'm still learning to love myself." Another one of my favorite K-pop bands released an album this year, and one of the songs, Seesaw, on it is a very beautiful song, and it's written as a conversation while one of them was having a difficult time. So, favorite lyric, "Will I be back? The way I used to laugh, will that be okay?" And then the response, "Hello, it's me, I'm here, and you're okay, don't worry. What do you want to hear the most? You'll be back, the way you used to laugh, it's gonna be okay. Like a seesaw with different ends, I'll relieve the weight off of you, slowly, little by little, 'cause we'll make it better, don't worry." Moving on to TV shows, in no particular order except the first one that's definitely my favorite from this year, Cafe Minam Dong. This show has quickly moved on to my top 5 of all K-dramas. If you've ever watched Psych, this reminded me of like a Korean version of that. I laughed so hard watching this show. It's so good. You should watch it. The second one that I have is Vincenzo, Korean mafia fighting for good things. I don't even know how else to describe it, but I guess if you need a good Robin Hood-esque K-drama, check this one out. Third is One Spring Night. This is one of my comfort shows, and I rewatched it again this year. The biggest thing this show reminds me is that I have to make the decisions in my life. Number 4 is The Great British Baking Show. Every year there is a new season of The Great British Baking Show. It will be on my list of favorite shows for the year. It's perfection in a show. Number 5 is The Amazing Race. Since I found this show many years ago, I have absolutely loved it, and this is my vicarious traveling for the year. For movies this year, I actually watched The Courier when it came out, but I watched it again this year. Benedict Cumberbatch is always so compelling in his acting. This movie is just a beautiful but heart-wrenching true story. Number 2 is Encanto. I don't know how children's movies are so powerful, but if you haven't seen Encanto, Get your tissues ready and get ready. Having heard the music long before I saw the movie, I was in for a few shocks because some of those upbeat songs are not all so happy-go-lucky. Third on my list for movies is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the 2013 version with Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is so funny, and also I felt like there was a lot of relatable things in this movie. It was a good reminder of two things simultaneously. We don't have to be someone that's so super special to be important and valuable, and also don't be afraid to go out and do the things that you've always wanted to do. Number 4 is Downton Abbey: A New Era. Came out this year. Rejoining the Crawley family is always a delight. I was not expecting to cry while watching the movie, but if Mary Crawley and Tom Branson cry, I will be joining them. Another movie that came out this year that I saw that I really loved was See How They Run. I think the moral of the story is that I either like to laugh or cry, and this was a laughing movie. This was a fun, which is weird to say, murder mystery with a very British humor. As per usual, my reading habits have slowed and I just don't read that much, but of the books I read, these were some of my favorites. So the first one is We Should All Be Feminists. If you need convincing that we should all be feminists, you should read this book. I really enjoyed her short but powerful book, just sharing her incredible experiences and how that led her to where she is. The second book is The Making of Biblical Womanhood: How the Subjugation of Women Became Gospel Truth by Beth Allison Barr. This was undoubtedly the best book that I read this year. This answered so many of the questions that I had been asking and got me thinking about many other ones. And last on my list of books is Modern Romance: An Investigation. This was a very interesting book to read, especially considering it was a well-researched book on the culture of online dating written by a comedian. So it was very funny, but also very informative. Again, I would love to hear any recommendations or any books, movies, TV shows, music that you listened to that was very important and special to you this year. So here's to another year of beautiful, creative, funny, wonderful media. See you in 2023. Oh, it doesn't fit. Okay. Oh no, it's running away. Okay.